FBA community, I've said it before. America is done with black folks. They don't need you no more. They don't need your service, and they don't need your labor. That's why Malcolm told you years ago to build your own institutions, build your own companies, so that you can employ your own, educate your own, so that you don't have to be dependent on these folks that never gave you a fair shake to employ you, to educate you, to grant you access into their overrated institutions, right? Because you got your own. But instead, we followed after Dr. King that integrated us into a big mess. Now, this isn't a blanket statement to all black folks, because there are some black entrepreneurs out there that's employing their own, that's doing the work. So I'm not talking to y'all, but I'm talking to the ones, and you know who you are, that's depending on these folks. You just got a rude awakening. According to this article, 90% of all the job losses were black workers since April. There were 300,000 job losses. Approximately 264,000 of those job losses were black workers. And Joe Biden ain't saying nothing. The Democratic Party ain't saying nothing. The black bootlick Democrats that tell you to go vote Democrats, they quiet. You know why? Because it's all done by design. Joe Biden just met with an Indian leader, the Modi, or whatever his name is. After that meeting, Joe Biden announced that he's easing visa restrictions for skilled Indian workers. So all of those job losses are going to go to those Indians. And don't think you're going to get a restaurant job or a service industry job, because they're giving all those jobs to the Mexicans, the illegals that ran across the border. They ain't over here for nothing. They over here to work because they're cheap labor. Look at Chicago. Look at what Brandon Johnson's doing. Look at what Adams is doing up in New York. The businesses are telling them to have the migrants in those cities. America's replacing you right before your eyes. And where has voting Democrat gotten you? It's gotten you nothing. It's gotten you nothing but a buffer class to keep you at the bottom. That's all it is. Joe Biden is destroying you right before your eyes. He used all those buzzwords, diversity, equity, and inclusion, but that wasn't meant for you. That was meant for all of those other peoples, those migrants, that he had a plan to bring them over here to replace you. That's what all that was about. And then he signed an executive order for the spouses of military spouses, right? And what's interesting in the article, it says that black unemployment went up to 6%, but white unemployment went down to 3%. Because all those jobs are being given to the migrants, and they're giving those jobs to white women, and they're excluding you. So that's the trade-off. They're getting rid of you to bring in more white women and more migrants. FBA, you got played. Everybody that voted Democrat, you got played. But let me know what you think about this. Make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you like. Make sure you share. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. As always, I appreciate all the love. And thank you for allowing me to share my views. One love.